Hello and welcome to today's stream where we will be continuing our build of the GM Space Command, Command Space. Crap, I've been saying that wrong. I've been putting Space Command this entire time. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I've been putting the wrong name on like every stream and oh wow. Well, anyways, I thought it was Space Command. That's Buzz Lightyear, crap. Well, let's get out what we have built. We have some things we haven't built yet, like the goon and the hello Ivan, welcome. We have the backpack. Actually, before stream, I had a little bit of a panic attack. Let me see if I can find it. Because I accidentally cut off pieces and did not put them in a bag, so I had to search. I just searched like through piles of sprue of just like cut off gate that are just back here because I never clean off this desk. So there's this all this gate, and I had to find a piece that was like this big in like all these gates. And I'm happy I checked before stream. Ooh, and I'm very lucky I was able to find it, but I'll show you what piece it was. Ooh. Actually, I think we cut it off last stream, and I didn't even realize it. But it was half of what this is. It was this piece. I had to find two of those in a sea of gates. Ooh. I had a good time before stream. Had a little bit of a panic attack, you know. Oh. Get out the rest of the bags. So we have the torso, the feet, the waist, and the backpack done. We have pre-cut most of the shoulders. I don't know why I don't have all the shoulders, because there's two pieces I'm missing I see there. The hands and the blaster. One problem. Where's the head? Oh, it's right here, thank goodness. And we have the head, which I am really fond of because that mono eye looks real good. And yesterday, I didn't stream, but I was able to sneak in, not all at once, because I just didn't have the time, but like in 15-minute intervals, which is perfect because that's how long they were. I watched the short film collection, Killer of Killers, for the Predator franchise. And it's really all over the place, I have to say. It is a little schizophrenic in its quality. Because the first one of Killer of Killers is like Vikings, and it's like so Vikings fighting a predator, which you think would be really cool. But it's kind of dumb. There's a character who just like there's like something like a 80-year-old woman who just is like punching off the heads of people. And yes, I do mean she literally punches somebody's head off at one point. And so it was very hard to take the first film seriously when stuff like that is happening. Ooh. But the second film, which was, the first is Shield, because the character runs around with shields. The second one is Sword, because it's like a ninja and samurai story. That one's pretty nice. The second one is pretty nice. There's almost zero dialogue in it. And it's all carried through action, and it actually has pretty good pacing to it. Ooh. And then the third one kind of gets dumb again. Let me get out these pieces. F. Okay. But let's go through the plots of them, because so like the stories are Vikings, samurai, then World War II. Ooh. And get this. There we go. And each story is like how somebody killed a predator. And the first one, as I said, is like an 8. Let's be charitable. Maybe she's 70 years old. It's like this 70, maybe at the youngest, late 60-year-old woman who like has a lifelong vendetta against a dude who made her kill her dad. And she's just like, well, I'm gonna get revenge on him, and the Predator's like watching that happen, and then once she gets revenge, the Predator's like, okay, I want to hunt you now. Pretty simple. Kind of silly. There's this character teleportation. There's this one like woman who looks like a crackhead. If you're on the Discord, you can see it in the film and television, because I just like kind of like I messaged my reaction to watching it. And there's just like this character who she just looks like a crackhead. And she doesn't use swords or axes or anything. She uses antlers. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, god, hold up the... Sorry, wait a minute. I have to reset the camera, I just noticed. I'm so sorry about that. Don't switch. Oh, there's all the Allens. There we go. I'm so sorry about that. That has not happened in a very long time where the camera just died like that. I'm sorry. I've been cutting off pieces this whole time, and you couldn't see that. Ooh. But yeah, the plot line is about like a woman trying to get like revenge to avenge her father and whatnot. Is like the initial plot line, kind of like how in the first Predator, you know, you have that plot line of them like going in to save the hostages. Ooh. So I think it's like supposed to be playing off of that, where it has like a twin narrative. But the Predator doesn't hunt them is kind of the big thing. There's no hunting that happens. Really? I don't know if there's hunting that happens in any of them. Maybe... Yeah, the Predators don't really hunt, I just realized, in Predator Killer of Killers. Certainly not in the first one, because the Predator literally just appears in front of everyone after they win. You know, like, and how they win against the person they want to take vengeance against is really silly, because she just walks into their fortress. That's not hyperbole. They're like, how are we gonna get into his big fortress that's like surrounded by guards? And she just goes like, I'll knock on the front door. And then they open the gate. And she just starts killing them. She decapitates a dude by like using shields. And you might be like, shields aren't... You can't do that with shields. Well, don't worry. She just has super strength, because later on in the same scene, this is when she punches a dude's head off, and I think that... Yeah, the scene where she punches a dude's head off is on the Discord. Ooh. Oh my god. It's a very... And the thing is, you can't be like, oh, well, she used the edge of the shield to cut off his head, because they purposely took off a notch from the shield where like the edge, where the metal band on the outside isn't there. And it's just like it's like a hole in the shield where it's just wood, and we get multiple shots where it's just wood, and that's how she and it's that part of the shield that connects with the dude's head, so she just cuts it off. It just pops off. It's very cartoony. It's very silly, the first Killer of Killers. They do all this stuff and they get their revenge. Ooh. Characters are literally teleporting around in the scene because shot composition doesn't matter. But as soon as they get revenge... I'm missing something here. As soon as they get revenge, the Predator just, like, shows up. Like, he was stalking them before this, but he just, like, makes himself known. He decloaks in front of all of them and just is like, okay, let's fist fight. And it's just like, that is... What? The Predator has 0 technology, which raises the question of how he was cloaking. Ooh. That's actually an immediate question. He just has... He has no technology on him, but he was somehow invisible. And when I say no technology, I mean, like, the only thing he has is he has, like, a shockwave, like, punch glove thing. Like, he has a robotic shockwave thing instead of a hand that he has to manually cock backwards. Like it's an old revolver or something, where he has to, like, manually pull back the hammer to, like, make it so it will trigger. It's weird. But outside of that, he has no other technology. He has nothing else on him outside of, like, a skirt. So how he's going invisible, I have no idea. They kind of just forgot about that part of the Predator design, I guess. Well, I guess they can just go invisible. That's just part of their anatomy. Let's see here. Very weird. But yeah, he just starts punching all of, like, the Vikings and killing them that way. And it just, again, becomes a clown show. Ooh. The scene with the going back to the person who uses, like, deer antlers as weapons. That scene is really funny because she, like, literally throws the antlers at the Predator and it just goes through the Predator. You know, I'd be like, and get stuck in the... And when I say goes through the Predator, I mean, like, imagine if, like, this was the antler. Okay? It wouldn't get, like, it didn't get stuck in the Predator. It went through his entire arm like this. And it just treats it like, yeah, that's something an 80-pound woman can do. She can just throw an antler through, like, the arm of a... Like, through the arm of a, like, 10-foot predator. There's another dude, his death is really funny. The Predator just literally uses his, like, shockwave fist thing to uppercut a guy, and it just sends him into a rafter. And his head just gets stuck between 2 beams, and that's all we see of him. Like, the scene has a whole bunch of characters in it, like in the original Predator. You know, how we have the whole cast, and, you know, we watch them get picked off one by one. But the thing is that we have no reason to care about any of these people. They're just like, here is crackhead antler woman. Here is man with big axe. Here is guy with, like, shark tooth swords, which is really weird. That's, like, something that, like, Pacific Islanders have, but for some reason there's a guy with, like, if you've ever seen, like, Aztec or, like, Malaysian, not Malaysian, well, no, I think actually ancient Malaysian weaponry, where it's like a stick, and then on the edge of the stick, it has either obsidian or, like, shark teeth put on the edge, and it's kind of like a wooden sword. There's just a Viking with that for some reason. A little anachronistic, whatever, it don't matter. None of this matters. But yeah, they fight the big alien, they all die one by one. You don't really care because you didn't really get to know any of them. You know, that's good writing. Ooh. Oh, why is that happening? The camera just went out again. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. What is going on? Okay, so, this is fascinating. Hello, Ricey. We are having some very interesting technical difficulties where my mouse might not even be working right now. The new Predator is the Disney Channel version of Predator, is what I'd put it. Like, it's like the Disney Teen Channel version of Predator. It has... Ooh, it's a bit silly of a story. Let me try to But right now I'm talking about killer of killers. Okay. Okay. Hold up. The camera broke again. It hasn't done this in so long. I'm sorry. Don't switch. Activate. Okay, I'm sorry about this. It's so weird. Don't. Oh my god, it just broke immediately again. What is going on? Ooh, this is a problem. Oh my god, wait, I think I know what's happening. I think I know what's happening. I think it's Discord that's causing the problem. Don't switch, don't do that. Okay. Okay, please work this time. Ooh, I do not know why it's crashing. You're too powerful. I don't know what's happening today. It must be a driver issue. Oh, but I was talking about Killer of Killers and the first film, which is a bit not very good. The it's Vikings, but none of them are written like Vikings, which I mean, like, none of them sound like Vikings or, like, talk like you'd expect a Viking to talk like. I feel like a good example of this is when they are on the eve of, like, getting revenge, like, taking vengeance and raiding this dude's, like, fortress. The main character just goes like, everyone sleep well, because tomorrow we're going to be killing people, is, like, effectively the line. And, like, it's said in a way, like, it wants to be the line from, like, 300, you know, like, eat hearty! Like, sorry, when it's like, men eat hearty, for tonight we dine in hell! But, like, it has none of, like, the pizzazz or charisma of that line. It literally is just like, yeah, we're killing people tomorrow, so sleep up, everyone. And you think, like, because they're Vikings, the line would be something like, I don't know, sleep well, my men, for tomorrow we send our enemies to hell and earn our way to Valhalla. But nah, we can't have anything that, like, reflects the fact that we're looking at Vikings. They have to all, like, have modern speech and whatnot. Ooh. Not like the poetic eddas were a thing. Ooh, ooh. I'm so terrified. That was weird how everything crashed, though. Because not only did the camera crash when you came in, my mouse wasn't working either. So that's definitely a driver issue. There is a program or something in the background that is messing things up. Also, how the Predator is defeated in the first Killer of Killers short is... It don't make no sense, because how he's killed is like... Oh, what is... okay, I see. It's pretty much, while underwater, the main character gets him to use his shockwave weapon, which pushes him back into an anchor, and that kills him because, like, the anchor spikes through his head. But the reason it doesn't make sense is because, like, the shockwave weapon is shown to be strong enough to separate people's, like, extremities, like their heads and limbs, from their bodies on direct contact. So it's a very powerful weapon, and it goes off underwater. And if you have any understanding of, well, pressure, kind of basic, there's a basic understanding of physics, you might be like, oh, that's a bad thing, because it's effectively the equivalent of, like, a high-powered grenade going off underwater. And it doesn't matter what's happening, the shockwave is going to kill you. Oh, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Oh, Edda! Ooh, I know you're building the... Sorry, I was looking at what I was doing. I know you are building the Zazabi real great. I hope that's still going well. We were in the middle of actually talking about Predator Killer of Killers. I just got done talking about the first part, and I actually can talk about the second short film, which is Sword, and it's a lot better than the first one, let me tell you that. Ooh. At a raid. Ooh. You just can't. Okay, that is a hell of a thing. Okay, so Ricey, for those on on Twitch, Ricey says that he saw a Reddit post recently about Yor from Spy X Family fighting a Yacha, and it was titled "Mother and Child versus Predator." That is. Oh, did they know? Ooh. That is a very unfortunate name. But the second Predator, Killer of Killers, is way better, and I think it's worth watching just for the second part alone. If you're interested in Killer of Killers, the second part is definitely worth watching, because what it is like two guys who have like a blood feud who have like a lifelong feud against one another. It's like a ninja and samurai, and the ninja's going to go off and like assassinate the samurai. Ooh. Okay, we have those two pieces. And the Yacha ends up like trying to hunt down, like the Yacha watches it happen, and then he decides to like hunt down like the ninja back. So it's like ninja predator versus ninja. Ooh. And it's really well paced. There's not really anything for me to like really say negative about it. N? N. And I see. Huh? Spy X Family for. Welcome, Zaza. What? Yeah, the part 2 is real clean. It starts with like them as kids and being friendly, but then like they have like some kind of rite of passage to go through, which is a little weird and confusing. I think this is the top side, yeah. But what ends up happening is like one of the boys, like the boys are like, no, we're not gonna fight to show who is the true successor. You know, so like one puts his sword away, the other one puts his sword away, but then as like the shogunate looking dude, he's not a shogunate, but like as the samurai guy starts putting away the armor, one of the kids strikes out against the other kid and pretty much beats him in the sword fight because the other one was like, yeah, we're not fighting, you know, we're not gonna like participate in this, you know, we're friends. And it's just like, no. He got betrayed by his best friend, and then because of that, the best friend, who we'll now call Samurai, becomes the heir to the Samurai like title, and the other one runs away, and now we're gonna call him Ninja because that's what they are. They're Samurai and Ninja. Ooh. And I think it's these pieces. Yeah. But how the story progresses is then Samurai and old Samurai, original Samurai dude, he dies, you know, like a decade or so, like 2 decades or something passes. An original Samurai guy dies, and with the death of original Samurai man, I don't know why it was planned for now, but Ninja's like, I shall take my revenge tonight. So he goes in and starts doing ninja stuff. It's real fun, you know. He's sneaking around, he's killing people and having to be all soup and all, like, you know, not seen. He gets to Samurai Guy, he fights Samurai Guy. You know, Samurai Guy falls off the building. We don't see him die, so anime rules apply. We're gonna see him again later. Don't worry about it. Ooh. Then the Yacha, the Predator, appears, and then from that point on, it's effectively like that's the part where it's like Yacha or Predator Ninja versus Japanese Ninja. Ooh. It's actually pretty neat because like the Predator can see in heat vision, so the Ninja being like, I'm in all black and hide in the shadows, the Predator just goes like, oh hey, you're right there. Ooh, I have watched Predator Badland. I talked about it a little bit on Monday. 1 minute. What am I not doing correctly on this piece? Oh, that's what I'm not doing correctly. I don't know why I was trying to plug it into something that... Yeah, I have seen Predator Badland. That is a hell of a fucking thing that the reason L's lower body isn't in Predator Badlands is because the actress's feet had to be somewhere else for like to be scanned into, what is it? Death Stranding 2. Is Kojima a footman? Ooh, is he like Tarantino where he has to just be like, yeah, look at these feet. This is what I'm into. And I don't care if you're not into it. Ooh. Fuck Tarantino, absolute freak. I love Tarantino's movies. Ooh, some more than others, of course, but that goes without saying. That's a stupid statement to say. I have a preference. I think some of his movies are better than others. Oh wow, hell of a take there, Merrick. 10 out of 10. Ooh. Tarantino is a bit of he's a bit of a freak. Ooh, every movie he's like, yes. Look at these feet, and the feet are always dirty. They're always super dirty, like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The movie goes for so long, and you're just like, oh yeah, no feet so far. And then the character who plays Sharon Tate, she goes to a movie theater, takes off her shoes, and puts her feet up on like the chair in front of her, and you just get a good. The camera's like focused on Sharon Tate, but in the foreground are just her feet. And it's just like, God damn it, Tarantino. And her feet are so dirty. Her feet are like black on the bottom for some reason. Tarantino is an absolute freak. But at the same time, he's like, I make good movies, so you're gonna watch it regardless. I kind of respect it. I respect it in all honesty. I also like his like reasoning for like, why is there so much blood? Like he has so much blood in his movies. It's like a live action anime. It's like a live action 2000s anime. And his thing for like, why do you put so much blood in the film? It's like, well, he actually does it as a reminder. Oh, I need to start replaying the music. Give me 1 sec. Oh. Huh. Okay, so thank you for that, Edda. I don't have that app on, so she was just showing me some behind the scenes information. Oh. Thanks, Twitch. Don't worry about it. I lost my train of thought though. I actually lost my train of thought because of that though. I need to reset the music. Ooh. And then let's see here. I wonder what's with the discrepancy. Da-da-da. It's like that scene from Seinfeld where it's just, he just puts his hands together after just having a whole thing to say and just goes, I've lost my train of thought. My son says you're a bum, and you couldn't lead the business if you were guided on it. Festivus is one of the best Christmas specials of all time. Ooh. It's just... God, what is it? What's the little bald man's name again? Ah, Gore. Actually, I want to go back. I want to circle back to that, actually. I don't need it. I can talk about... Ooh. I can talk about George Costanza some other time. Hold up, I actually need to go. My dog just fucked up. Hold up. 1 minute, chat. Oh, okay, that's what the discrepancy's from. Thank you, Edda. Ooh, sorry, I just got distracted. I don't think you heard it, but outside there was like a big like shrink sound. Like not shrink. There was a sound of a pan being moved, and I was like, "That's the pizza pan." And when I came out, my dog wasn't in the kitchen, but he was on like he was like on the other side of the he's in the next room over. That's what he was in. And he was just like wagging his tail, super excited. He's like, I didn't do anything bad. You can't prove it. He was doing the thing where like, he's like, if I'm cute, I can't be held accountable. Ooh. That's what I somehow put that in upside down. There we go. The armor. Oh, but the gore. That's true. In the original Mortal Kombat, it was pretty crazy because, as you said, like, you know, you get a fatality, but like how they would show all of the like bones everywhere is they would just copy and paste a bunch of like rib cages, so the guy would just explode. So people would just explode into like multiple rib cages, or their arm would be ripped off, but then their leg would be ripped off, but then like 2 or 3 femurs would like, you know, explode out of the wound somehow. But Tarantino actually does gore and also welcome, Opus. But Tarantino does gore to like remind the audience that they're watching a movie, which is actually kind of interesting. To like literally be like, yeah, like I want them to like keep that sense of unreality, is how I think he puts it. Ooh. So it's not like to be like, not to draw people out of the film, but to remind people that what they're watching isn't supposed to be realistic. There it is. Is why Tarantino like does the gore so much. Also, he just likes it, to be honest. But there's actually an artistic reason for the gore, and it is to like make it, it's to keep you immersed in the movie as a movie, but not as a recreation of reality. He's reminding you that you're watching a simulation. But... and I think it actually goes a long way, because it helps you not... It's kind of like, it has the same effect as comic relief, in a sense, where it draws the curtain back a little, where it makes you go... It gives you a mental breather, as much shock value as it is with his gore. It makes you go like, oh, I'm not watching something real. Ooh. Which is very important, because like if a lot of his scenes, if they were realistic, would be very hard to watch, like all the goriness. Actually, there's a good example of that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he plays where like it's a lot less gory than some of his other movies. And it's really hard to watch when, like, the gore does happen for a lot of people. Like, it's brutal. A dog eats a woman's face in that movie, and she's screaming the entire time, and it's really horrific until you remember the person who's doing it was a real person in history, and they were a multi-murderer, and you're like, you know what? I don't feel so bad. It's such a fucked up scene. I can't spoil it too much. But the finale of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will, like, make your eyes bulge out of your head, but also go, like, this is, like, one of the most graphic things I've ever seen in a movie, but they're also, like, real, like, these were people who actually lived and actually killed people IRL, so, like, I'm not really too broken up about, like, what I'm watching. Mortal Kombat 1. I fucking thought you were talking about the original Mortal Kombat. Fuck, you're right. I forgot that they did that, where they were like, oh, hey. Oh my god, I completely forgot that Mortal Kombat 1, they just decided to, like, yeah, restart numbering it after... Ooh. Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat 12. It's the 12th Mortal Kombat. But for some reason at 12, they're like, no, we're just gonna start calling it Mortal Kombat. Like, we're just gonna restart the number. And it is a retcon, you're right, because, like, it's not technically the first time they've done this, but I actually think it was Mortal Kombat 11, actually, that they did this in, but, like, where they pretty much do time shenanigans, where it's like, okay, well, we don't really know what to do with the story going forward, so we're just gonna reset everything, I think was the idea. Like, Lightning Man, who I forget his name. Ooh, not Rodan. Rodan? I forget the lightning dude's name. But, like, he pretty much was like, well, we lost, so we're just gonna restart Mortal Kombat, I think is what happened, which is okay. A bit weird. Ooh. I didn't know that he just had the power to do that, to be like, you know what, I'm just resetting the clock. Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat 11, which is the actual reset. Can I get this? I had this, in like this, I can get it on. But I think it says that's incorrect. Yeah, this is the... So what am I doing wrong here? Why is it... No, It's so easy to put on like this, but this is the wrong way. It's saying that this is the correct way. But it doesn't... Hold up, I'm actually gonna take this off and see what the issue is without this on. Okay, so chat. Remember how I'm so stupid I can't tell my left from my right? Well, I can't tell front from I can't tell front from forward. I think that sums it up freaking perfectly. I can't tell my front from my back. Because I managed for both of these pieces to put this piece in the wrong direction. So, yeah. That's why it wasn't working. Hold up, yeah. And then it goes on like... Then this goes... Ooh. That is impressively stupid. Lightning Man is on my... They did make all those memes were freaking funny. Yeah, where they were making him like Raiden. Ooh. There are several things in this kit that I'm gonna have to glue that I don't want to glue. But this is another one of those things where these arms don't stay attached as much as like cleanly as I'd want them to. This is a good kit so far, but there are certainly little things that are standing out to me. Fucking blindfold Merrick, spin him around a few times, and when you push him forward, he'll just start walking into the sky. That has to be a Roronoa Zoro joke at some point. Ooh. Actually, that's one of my favorite scenes in One Piece, actually. I love the fact that Zoro gets lost every time he's on his own. Even when he's with other people, he gets lost. It's such a stupid gag, and it's been going on since his character's been introduced, and it's just always funny to me. In Water 7, I remember where like Luffy and Zoro like get like knocked a far distance, and like Luffy gets punched into like in between two buildings, so he gets stuck. Zoro doesn't. Zoro like he's running, and then the next time we see him, he's just in a chimney because he just got so lost. And like he got so like he went onto a roof of a building and then tripped into a chimney or something because he just has no sense of direction. Also in Water 7, I remember that he's like, oh no, I need to get to the captain who's like in the center of Water 7. Water 7 is like a big circular city. So he just has to run, and it's like it's not only circular, but it's also like the levels of it. As you get into the center of it, it rises like a pyramid, so to speak. So it's very obvious to see where where you go. You just go to the center. And we see him running towards the center, and then the next scene is him at the ocean, just looking at the shoreline, and he's just like, how did I get here? Ooh. Zoro is such a fun kid. Zoro's also just cool as hell. He's cool as hell, and like the one gag he has of getting lost doesn't undermine the character at all, which is real clean. Ooh, let me see here. A? No, I need N. N should be white. Not say ironic. Where can I find N? Oh, there's N2. And that's D. Okay. Oh, I already cut this piece off. Wait. I don't need N. I need E. I don't know the alphabet. This is why I cut pieces off ahead of time. E, and then I, H, E. Okay. Power scaling is very funny. People have been talking about that recently because a bunch of people who aren't in like the Versus community found out about Versus Wiki and how it's a little silly because the scaling is just, when you scale between two different universes, it just becomes meaningless. Like, you can't scale between, like, two different universes because it won't match up because the universes have different standards in physics. But yeah, you say how there's a character in Genshin who can split an island, but then say, like, you know, ranking-wise, that's the same as some dude... That's the same as some, like, as the footballer zombie from Plants vs. Zombies. And it's just like, yeah, you ain't late, you arrived exactly when you needed to. We're all Gandalfs here, don't worry about it, okay? A wizard is never late. He arrives exactly when he intends to. Gandalf is such a homie. I'm a little upset that I never got to do that. That I won't be able to do that as Merrick Vesper. I won't have time before the rebrand to actually watch Lord of the Rings Extended Edition as a... Where are you going in? As a watch-along stream. A 12-hour watch-along stream, which is the maximum length you can stream on YouTube. But, oh god, I wanted to do that. I just never got the time. Also, I was never able to find the guests, and well... Okay, so it goes on like this. I would need help to get through a 12-hour stream, no matter how good the movie is. I just... Ah! Sorry about that. I kind of pushed that in and didn't mean to, and I was concerned that I broke it something. Yeah, but power scaling between universes is very silly. It is in... God, there's all sorts of shit. What was it? Oh, it's Beerus from Dragon Ball Super is the same level as Pan from Dragon Ball GT. And part of it's like really stupid because like how it works is they'll be like, oh, this person is like trans-dimensional. And that like makes somebody stronger if they're trans-dimensional. And to put into how stupid that is, Beerus... Ooh. Well, actually no, Beerus can be trans-dimensional, but he wasn't ranked as it. But what that means is Mike Wachowski from Monsters Incorporated, the little green dude who's played by Billy Crystal, who's just a big walking eye with a mouth. He's stronger in like by versus standards than the vast majority of fictional characters because he's trans-dimensional. And how is he trans-dimensional? Well, he works at a company that literally like can just have doors that open into other universes. So that makes him strong. It's like, yeah, but he doesn't have that power. He doesn't have the power to like just go in between universes at will. That's a technology that's in his world. You know, like he's not the one who's capable of doing that. It's the company who's capable of doing it. It's like, nah, well, he uses the door, so we're gonna count it as his power set. And it's like, oh my god. Oh, it was Supersonic. Supersonic is weaker than Mike Wachowski. That's what it was. It's just like, yeah. If Supersonic had to fight Mike Wachowski, he would just get beat up because Mike Wachowski, the wiki says he's a higher class. He's trans-dimensional. He's stronger. Ooh, you're playing an underrated turn-based. I feel like that doesn't narrow it down, in all honesty. Because turn-based in general feels kind of like an underrated... Ooh. Medium. People just treat turn-based like, oh, it's boring and like slow, and it's like, well, it's methodical and thoughtful. It's like, no. I need my quick dopamine hits. Ooh. Hiccup is built. Here's the thing. What they'll do is here's the stupid thing is gags. Is that gags they will consider part of the person's like power scale. And what that means is like say there's a gag where Hiccup like slams a door and then a rickety old building falls down because he slammed the door too hard. Well, that means he's building level because he can take out buildings because there was one time in a joke he slammed a door too hard. And you might think like that sounds really stupid. Yes, this is why power scaling is stupid. There's an old rule of thumb also that says that gag characters always win. Because they're just a cartoon character. They're literally just like Bugs Bunny. Nobody's stronger than Bugs Bunny because if the writing says that Bugs Bunny wins, he wins. He's that type of character. Ooh. Actually... Stan Lee said it best. It's like, who would win in a fight, the Hulk or Superman? Or like, who would win in a fight, you know, Spider-Man or Wolverine? And Stan Lee was like, I'll tell you who would win. Whoever the writer wants to win. Like, you know, he's going to construct a story that hopefully, like, makes you reasonably believe that this person won because of these circumstances. And it's just like, yeah, that's exactly how it is. Hold up, I'm looking at this? And I'm struggling a little. So I need it to be like this. And then, not this one, but, wait. Okay, this one goes on like this. Or, am I going insane? Okay, I put that on backwards. Okay, that should be correct. Okay. This is a little confusing. Oh, it's a super deformed Gundam game, but an open world. For PS2. That's what I like about PS2, because it was like a big step forward. People were willing to do more out there things. Ooh. Like, I think power scaling is fun if you don't take it seriously. It is super fun if you don't take it seriously. The only problem is that you have people who actually like, or who are actually, you know, like going like, no, this character is stronger than this character because these reasons. And I just realized I had this on wrong. That was the problem. Ooh. When you're just like, yeah, okay, like... Ooh. Like, people who actually get angry about it, that's the problem. But, yeah, it is fun when you're just like... just doing it for the lols, just going like, who would do stuff, and it's just like silly, stupid shit, and you're like, well, he's done more silly, stupid shit, so he's just more powerful. Well, Naruto's not that strong, but there was one time in a filler for the original series of Naruto where like Naruto like tanks a nuclear blast. And it was done in a gag, but you know what? That means he can survive a nuclear explosion now. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Oh, I'm putting on the wrong, but this is horrible. I'm just messing up every chance I get on this kit. I should have assembled these way ahead of time. And stop coming off! This is actually frustrating. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting so frustrated with this. Okay. There we go. And I fucked it up. Oh my god, it just came out again! How do I get that piece to stay in? Well, the PS... God. Yeah, the PS5 is just insane. I think a lot of people want to say like this or that reason might be why it's like things are failing. I think it's just bad first-party support in all honesty. Like, what do you have first-party from, Okay, so I was just double-checking that. What do you really have first-party from Sony? You have a bunch of games that are also on PC, and like Bloodborne, but like Bloodborne was like PS4 or some shit, so like that doesn't count. It's just, there's no reason to get the game in particular, and there's not really any functionality to getting it. It's just like, we really have gotten to the point in a lot of cases, not all cases, but where in a lot of cases, it is just like, why not just have a computer at that point? Okay, there's one hand. That took way too long to do because I ended up messing it up every time, every way. It's a super customizable friendly, sorry. Oh! Ooh. I remember, God, actually I don't know why, but when you said super customizable, that actually made me think of all things. That made me think of... I put that on backwards. Of like an old Lego racer where you could like build your own car from bricks, from scratch. Like you could have like pre-made cars, but you could just like build, oh my god. There were old like computer Lego games where you could just build with Legos in the game. Those were so cool. Okay, it's just... The problem is, I have to take this out, when it's like this, it's just sitting there. And when you put both pieces together, it locks in. But if you don't have both pieces in, it is just... There is no... Like, it is just holding in there, holding for, like, it is... Living on a prayer. There we go. Hello, Aaron. How's it going? Hope you had a good Tuesday. And hope you also have been having a good Wednesday. Welcome, welcome. I put the thumb on backwards. Let's fix that. Okay, let's make sure we put this piece on correctly. So... You know, I've been so concerned with putting this on correctly, and then I just realized, can I just rotate it? Okay, so... Oh! Okay, I see what the difficulty is. Okay, well, I technically built both of these hands wrong, but I just don't care. I don't care. I'm not disassembling both of these hands at this point. Ooh. I assembled them both incorrectly, but it's good enough. Ooh. And then fingers. You put a you put this in Emil's gun. Oh my god. Oh my god, that sounds amazing actually. I want to see that. You finished the Moon Gundam yesterday. Hold up, let me put this together. Finished the Moon Gundam yesterday. It's very good, but also a bit overrated. Yeah, I've heard that too. Ooh. It's the fact that it's the newest like high-end high grade. So whenever that happens, I feel like it's just people are gonna be like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Also, a lot of like YouTubers and whatnot, like if you say something's the best like kit ever, that's just gonna get you to have more clicks. So like if it's for YouTube reviews and whatnot, I put the wrong. Wait. Okay, wait. I know my left from my right. I'm not that dumb. But for like reviews and whatnot, it's just the fact that it's the new thing. So saying it's the best thing ever is just gonna get you more attention. Ooh, if it's good enough. There are the arms done. You're good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? What the hell was this for? I thought this was for the hands. Okay, we're gonna have to chat. Remind me that I don't know what these are for. But these are gonna be put in a baggie with the rest of the fingers. It has fixed fingers like the Barbatos, it appears. Ooh, but I kind of prefer these hands over the Barbatos, even though they're the exact same mechanic. Ooh. See here. That's actually a good range of motion. I don't know why it can go back farther this way than... Can it? Yeah, am I crazy, or is it... Is there more range of motion this way slightly than this way? Am I insane? Am I crazy? I feel like I'm a little crazy. I'm just talking to myself right now because I'm not reading chat. I'm just looking at this while doing this. Feels good, though. You put the Caliban above it? Ooh, I actually never picked up the Caliban because I just assumed it would be like the Aerial again. It would just be like a redo of the Aerial. But if you say it's that good, I might actually consider getting it next time I see it. Ooh. I do like some Witch from Mercury kits. One of my favorite kits of all time actually is from Witch from Mercury. It's the Gundolva. I don't know why it's called the Gundvolva, but it's called the Gundvolva. But I absolutely love that kit. Ooh. It is effectively like it's a ground type Gundam of Witch from Mercury, but the kit itself it's so clean. It's so simple and straightforward. And it's so clean. I think I rated it like a 8 or 9 out of 10 last year when we did Gunpla review for the end of the year. It was one of my favorite kits from last year. Ooh. And we need to do the shoulders now. Did I say Oh. I just call it the Caliban, so I might have just misread it in all honesty. If you No, you put no, I just say the Caliban instead of the Calabar, and I don't know why. I just don't pronounce the R for some reason. I'm just a little dumb. You didn't make a mistake, I don't think. Oh wait, no, you're saying the Caliban poses better. The Calabarn poses better and is a bit cheaper. But yeah, the Moon Gundam is a massive kit, so it just has all that extra plastic to sell. But yeah, okay, so that's what you were correcting. I thought you were correcting the fact that I just can't read. The gun shoulder-mounted Zamel cannon. arm beam guns. Oh wow, you really can, like, reading through the whole thing, you really can modify your mechs pretty well. It is simple. It's which is really nice because it's meant to be like a stripped down Gundam. So it just being a mass-produced stripped down Gundam, it being really clean in design and build, feels super satisfying. I'm gonna whip my head around. You can't see this, but where is my beloved? It's right there. Actually, I'm gonna go get it. I know this is not the blade it comes with, but I just like it having it because it looks like Conan the Barbarian with the big blade. But here it is. This was one of my favorite kits from last year, the Gundvolva. It's just real clean. It has a bunch of like little details that I think live on stream I discovered. Like the fact, one of my favorite things, if you'll allow this tangent, that still blows me away, is the fact that you have you have good weapon storage that just clicks on right here, which I think I didn't even know about. I think somebody had to tell me on stream that you can do that. You have a removable magazine. Am I misremembering that? Hold up. Yeah, you can remove the magazine. So you could technically have like the weapon in one hand and the magazine in the other. No, you can't actually. That's weird. So you can't have him like go for a reload with the magazine, but you can remove it. Okay, that's just a little bit confusing. But as a removable magazine, you can put the magazine, I think, also on his body. There's a little clip. I don't know where the magazine would go, but there's like a little clip for the magazine you can see. You can see that little nubbin right there. So you could probably put the like magazine somewhere on his body, but God if I know. This is before I panel line, so that's why he's naked. It has a removable magazine. These come in a pair, but you can, oh, that's it. So you can actually if you wanted to, you could get like a hobby saw and cut these apart, because where it's actually stored is right here. Let's see if I can clip this on. So if you wanted to do a little bit of custom work, you could saw these apart, have it so like one is like on the ground because he's used it up and he's like loading him up, and he's like loading it up with a new one, and then there's still one on the shield if you want that level of detail. He keeps both of the beam sabers on the shield. It's just like little things. It's just real clean overall. It's a real clean, fun kit. All the joints are still really nice, nicely holding up. It's a good kit. I like to get it out. Yeah, it's a Gundam mag pouch. It's this. It's so clean. Also, something about just the gun clicking onto like its calf instead of say like its thigh or its skirt is so unique, to have the gun just like right here instead of say like here or here. But it also just like it fits into the silhouette really well because the gun is so thin. So it doesn't like create this weird like shape on the leg. It's just right there. It's clean. Everything about this guy is really clean. Ooh. Also, welcome Diet. Ooh. The RoboCop position. The RoboCop position, no, that's the thigh, but I love how RoboCop, because it's just like, well, what's in his leg? It would just be motors and whatnot, so there'd be extra space for a gun. So he just keeps the gun inside of his leg, and it's just such a great, like, it's just a great reminder that, like, yeah, this isn't a person anymore. It's a robot. There's no flesh under that. I think the only part of his body that's still, like, his original body is his brain. And you might be like, but what about his face? Canonically, that's not his face. That's plastic. That's like a rubber plastic, like a mixture, and it's just a mask. That's not Murphy's skin. They just recreated, like, they just did a mold of his face and recreated it with like not plaster. They did a plaster mold of the original Murphy face, canonically is like the explanation, and they just recreated it. So not even his face is his actual face. It's just a facsimile of it. God, RoboCop is so sad when you actually think about it. F? This should be F. Okay. Caliban is almost the same as the Ariel, but they did redo some of the joints. It does have a cool... It has like that big witch's broom cannon. Ooh. But if it's mostly the same as the Ariel, just with some minor improvements, I'm a little 50-50. Like, Ariel was one of those kits that I built, and I was like, this is a good kit. And it's like, but does it, like, make you happy when you're done with it? It's like, nah, I'm kind of indifferent. There are some kits that are like that, where, like, when you get done with them, you're just kind of indifferent to the whole thing. Ooh. And there are some kits that you're indifferent to, but then when you build them, you're like, this is, like, one of my favorite things ever. Like the Gundvolva. The Gundvolva, I was like, that looks kind of cool, and then when I was done building, I was like, this is like my favorite thing ever for some reason. I don't know, there's this sometimes there are kits that touch you a little differently, which is why I kind of don't do Gundam reviews. Ooh. Because I could, like, tell you just, like, objectively what's there, but if you wanted my preference, it would just be like, yeah, I like this one. It's like, why? I don't know, dude, it just... Something about it when I was building it, it just felt really satisfying. I can't explain it. They must have good makeup in the RoboCop world. I'm sorry. Talking about RoboCop remind me of a story that, I don't know if this is true because, like, the actor for RoboCop is like, that never happened. But then like, another dude is like, no, it totally happened. And what it is that RoboCop, the actor for RoboCop was like, you know, about to do the scene in like the big industrial plant when the criminals come with the super sci-fi guns that like explode whenever they hit something. Though, like when they come into the old abandoned factory that he's hiding in the movie, the scene where like he walks out and is like, announces his presence to them and then like walks away. So like, you know, to lead them around and take them off one by one. But like in that scene, behind the scenes, there was a guy who was like the coordinator, you know, telling him like when he's supposed to walk out onto, you know, like the catwalk and, you know, like say his line and whatnot. But the guy just had like a handful of Oreos and does like, the actor just goes like, I want one of those Oreos. And it's just like, no. And he's like, RoboCop wants an Oreo. And it's like, RoboCop doesn't get an Oreo. And he's just like, he just walks out to the catwalk, shouts to the entire crew, RoboCop wants an Oreo. And the guy calls up and is like, hey, do you have Oreos? Over? Yeah, I have Oreos. And it's just like, can you give one of the Oreos to RoboCop, please? And he just takes the Oreos, puts them all in his mouth, and just goes, no. It's just like, why can't RoboCop have the Oreos, dude? Just give him the Oreos. But there's a good behind the scenes thing where it's just like where it just cuts at the end to the RoboCop actor and just goes like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That never happened. Welcome, Kais. I'll get to you in a second. Removing the L is common in speech and quirk. Well, yeah, that is true. R is kind of like the magical word, because a lot of people actually in America will say, especially if they're like from the East Coast in New England, they'll say datter instead of data, which is like weird. But then they won't say chowder; they'll say chowda. So that's actually one of the weirdest things is that certain accents in the US will actually like swap A's and R's, especially if they're at the end of a sentence. So it's just like, again, it's datter and chowder when it should be data and chowder. And I sometimes do that, and I'm not even from those areas. I don't know what that is about English. Ooh. Fucking people feel like, oh, Asians, they get like the L's and R's, you know, mixed up. And it's just like, dude, we speak English and we can't even fucking get the R's correct. I don't think we should be making fun of them. Like, we can't do it correct ourselves, and it's the only language we speak. Oh yeah, I think, his brain and lung. I believe his lungs. I mean, yeah, they could make artificial lungs, but I could see the lungs also being like there still. Law and Order is pronounced Law and Order. Because the separate vowel, actually I said that in like a southern accent. Law and Order. Law and Order. That's also true, it says Oda. Kinda, it's like you're saying Oda, the writer of One Piece, but a little fast, so it's Oda. Law and Oda. That is, I think, a southern eastern accent in the US. Ooh. Look at Stream Talk. I'll get there in a minute. Okay. Ooh, you found a boot. Oh, dude, I'm a little jealous of that. The Zaku tank is such a meme. Is such a meme of a freaking of a mech that I'm a little jealous that you have a master grade of that. Is there even a first party master grade? Is there even a high grade? Is there a high grade Zaku tank or even like let alone a master grade? Look at that little dude. Oh my god, he got a Zaku shoulder. No, that's a Goof shoulder pad. That's no Zaku. That's no gun cannon. Ooh. It's a goof. It's a goofy looking dude. Oh my god, also his hands are, oh yeah, his hands are, gun cannon, gun tank hands. I just noticed that. Holy crap. Also, why is this not good? Why am I not plugging this in correctly? I'm trying to plug this in and I'm really doing bad at it. Also, is there... Okay. Oh! And those are the shoulder pads. Oh, it's a Zaku cannon that actually looks like it would be functional. I'm so used to Zaku... Sorry, Zaku... Not Zaku cannon. Zaku tanks just being... Do I have him? I'm so used to them just being like this, glorified industrial. I was expecting something that looked like this. Ooh, but no, you have something that actually looks like it might be able to do something. Oh my god, it's the Lieutenant Dan of Zaku's. Oh, also its box is like designed to look like a perfect grade box, I see. Let me share for chat. This is what he found. What? That looks a lot better. Kind of has like a... Ooh. That looks really nice. I have a discovery I made. The money cheat. The money cheats are always the most broken cheats, though. I played Zoo Tycoon. Show me the money. Ooh, which is really... Sometimes... Cheat codes are so weird, because sometimes cheat codes are like so will be super esoteric. And you'll just be like, I just don't know like what they were thinking with that cheat code. Like, you know, it's literally like, it'd be like a infinite money would be like the Ides of March as a reference to like Roman taxation, you know? So it's like money, Ides of March, haha, you know, the game is like Rome or something, so that's the cheat code. You know, Julius Caesar, see what we did there? But then you just have something like Zoo Tycoon, and it's just like, show me the money. Or you'll have like World of War. It's not World of War. You'll have Warcraft 2, I think, which is It's a Good Day to Die, which makes it so none of your units can die. They're now all immortal. Ooh. I don't remember a lot of cheat codes, but I remember a handful. Ooh. It looks like it looks cool, which is weird to say because I'm so used to the Zaku tank to be a silly little boy. He appears in Zeta Gundam. Absolutely no respect. Just an absolute travesty of a dude. So sad. I love him. Oh, here is the piece. Okay, so this is for the right arm. So I did some pre-cut outs for this for the shoulder unit. Actually, one thing I really like about the Witch from Mercury kits, because I just looked over and saw this, one thing I think that was kind of clever is how they handled their stickers, because usually stickers are one of the worst parts of a kit. No offense to, like, stickers or anything, is just that you can just, a lot of times be like, yeah, that's a sticker, even from a distance. But what they did with this was you put the stickers on and then you put these, like, you put the glass or whatever you want to call it, the laminate pieces over top of it. And what that does is it makes it, like, look so much better. Like, for one thing, you can't see the edges of the stickers anymore. And it creates this interesting effect when you move it around because the sticker is inside of it. It was a good choice, but it's actually one of my favorite things about the Witch from Mercury kits. The unique approach, that's real nice. But okay, I'm gonna, like, aren't perfect grade boxes pretty straightforward? So I'm a little curious when you're like, it looks goofy. How could it look goofy? It's a perfect grade box. It's supposed to just, actually no. No, it's the older perfect grade boxes, which are just like the color, which are just like a primary color, than the like whatever it's inside of it. So I guess they got fancy with more recent things. Perfect grade. No, not pH. I don't need pH level. Perfect grade wing 0. Oh my god. That is. Okay. It's so ostentatious. Those don't even look like the wings that are on it. Hold up. Can I get it? It's on sale for $130. Actually, that's not as bad. Actually, hold up. For a perfect grade, that's actually not a half bad price. So, wait a minute. I wanted to make a joke there, but that's not a bad deal, actually. Then again, I don't know how old the kid is, but here's the perfect grade. I assume this is the one you're talking about where the pose is a little awkward, its wings are literally angelic. But what I like about this is you just have Hero standing to the side awkwardly. He really has that energy of just like, of an angsty kid who had to be there for photo day. I like that a lot. Yeah, Hero is just there for some reason. He's just there for some reason. It was in his contract. He's not happy to be there. He's just like, oh my god, I wanted to hang out with friends today. And it's just like, well, Hero, you don't have any friends though. God. I still love the introduction of Hero. Is one of the fun. I don't know, is there a funnier introduction to a Gundam protagonist than Hiro Yui? Because his introduction is so edgelord, first and foremost. You know, he's just like, oh, you're gonna die, because I'm on this mission. But when he shoots down the Leos, which is the equivalent of, like, a 5th generation fighter shooting down, like, a prop propeller plane, he's just like, haha, I have killed you. And he just like starts laughing maniacally. And it is like, Hero, why are you like getting off on this? Like, you just like killed people who never stood a chance. You're like, I'm so great, I'm the best shit ever. And then after that happens, Zex just drops down in a Leo, completely subdues him immediately, and then just gets out of his Leo and says, bye bitch, and jumps away. It's such a funny fucking... It's such a fucking funny series of events. Then, like, you know, then he crashes into the water. He ends up on the shore, I guess, because of the currents. But when he's on the shore, Relina just happens to find him. She goes up to him and is like, oh, hey, are you okay? And he wakes up, gets up, he gets a button, he presses it, and his like, the thing on his chest just explodes. But then he gets back, like, he gets thrown back from the explosion, but then he doesn't die from it, so he gets back up. Because Relina found him, she called like some EMTs, some emergency response people, and they like, you know, they come in an ambulance, and they're like coming down the stairs, like, because it's the road is like raised from the beach. They're coming down the stairs, and a Hero just like sees them, runs at them, just punches them, goes to the ambulance, like punches the dude in the like driver's seat out of it, and then just gets in the ambulance and drives away. It's such a great series of events, and that's our main character. It's like, well, like his introduction is literally, okay, he's just like a sociopath, and then, yeah, he's still a sociopath. He's just a crack addict. He's just a little crackhead just running around. And then at the end of the episode, Relina's like, wow, I need to get to know this person. So he's like, here's an invitation to my birthday party. And Hero, I know you guys know what's about to happen, but it's just so she gives the letter to Hero, and then like all of her friends start clapping for some reason. Is this what people do when rich women give like gifts, give invitations to people? Do they just have a posse of people who just start clapping, going like, wow, you should feel really honored that she gave you that thing. Oh my, I wish I was you right now. It's like, is that just a thing? Is that something that women do? But so Relina gives the letter, and Hero grabs it and just tears it in half into this super dramatic fashion. And everyone's like, oh, and then there's a spotlight because yes, there has to be a spotlight. A spotlight goes onto Relina, and Hero walks by her, and as he walks by her, when like, you know, right after he gets past her, so he walks by her, and right when he's here, he turns back to her and goes, I'm going to kill you. And at that moment, Relina knew she found the perfect man. It's so... Hero! Here I am! Kill me! I fucking love Gundam Wing. It is such a... I've only been giving you the goofy aspects, but overall it's such a perfect balance of just like, there's a really good like world and narrative here, and this shit's so goofy I can't take it seriously for a moment. It's such a what? It is the perfect 90s Gundam. When you're like, what would Gundam look like if it was made in the 90s? It would be Gundam Wing. They did a perfect job. What would Gundam be if it was made in the like mid to early 2000s? It would be Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny. They're quintessential. It's just like, that is exactly what you'd expect a Gundam show to be from those eras. Ooh. And that's why I respect them. He could have just said no. Exactly. He's just... Okay, let me catch up to chat real quick. You saw it, wait, you found a screwdriver for like 50 cents? Holy shit. The above is for those who use the right hand. Oh, right hand, and there's another where. Yeah, I was about to say, like, for a screwdriver, like, oh yeah, he's selling a left-handed screwdriver, and it's like, that's not a thing. The guy was doing a scam where it's like, yeah, he's selling, you know, right-handed screwdrivers for really cheap, but if you want a left-handed screwdriver, it's gonna cost you a little extra. And it's just the same thing. Ooh. God, actually, that's one of my favorite things when, Ooh, where's the bag? Oh crap. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is when people, like, find out somebody's left-handed, like my brother is left-handed, and some people who just, sometimes there are people who just go their life who are never consciously aware that they've interacted with a left-handed person before. Like, left-handedness is what, like, 15% of the population? But, like, if you aren't paying attention and you, like, you wouldn't know that somebody's left-handed unless, like, you're seeing them write something down or something. But it's always funny when somebody, like, is for the first time they knowingly interact with a left-handed person, and they just think, like, wow, life must be so different, and it's like, no, it's not. Like, it's really no difference. It's just like, yeah, I just, like, when I write by hand, I use my left hand, and everything else is just, it's the same. It's like, well, what about when you're driving a car and you need to, like, you know, do a manual transmission? It's just like, I just do it with my right hand like you. It's like, don't you need, like, wouldn't you need, like, a transmission on your left side? No. That's like, all right. God, it's like people would think that, like, you know, when they pick up a controller. Hold up, let me get one out. It's the equivalent of, like, people being like, you know, like, oh my god, like, when you use a controller. Oh, that is really reflective. That is really reflective. Ooh. Ooh. That is super reflective. Holy shit. We're not gonna use that. We are not gonna use that on camera. That is unbelievably reflective. Holy shit. Ooh. Ooh. But when you get out a controller that's not super reflective, like, it's like they think that all the buttons have to be switched, or like, it's like, how do you play? Like, do you have to, like, hold the controller backwards because you're, like, you know, left-handed? But it's always silly. It's like 10 to, I was gonna say 10 to 15%, but I just went to decide to go with the higher number. You changed the legs to a dom? Ooh, so you got those big skirt legs? Awesome. I love the dom's design. It's so unique. It's just, he's a big fat boy and I love him for it. I'm a genius. Zex appears to, yeah, it's pretty much like that. It really is. I can't remember if that's also from Gundam, but that's also a great, like, mecha meme where the person's like, ha 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 ha, I'm a genius. Oh no. That one is, I think the reason why that's funny isn't simply just the fact that it's just like, it goes so quick, but I think we've all had that moment before where we're like, yes, I am unstoppable. Oh shit. I think that's why it's just so universally appreciated. The I'm a genius. Oh no. Ooh. That's good ginger ale. It's like a 1 out of every 20. Ooh. So that'd make it like 5% of the population in Vietnam. That's weird. It does seem that it's like different quantities for like different areas. For some reason though, like in the night, like For a long time, the Catholics were just like not a big fan of left-handedness. Like, they were like, left-handedness is like, you know, that's the devil's work. You know, God wants everyone to be right-handed. I'm not even being hyperbolic when I fucking say this. You might be like, that sounds really stupid. Listen, every faith has some kind of stupid belief at some point. But they're like, yeah. Ooh. God wants everyone to be right-handed, and if you're left-handed, that means that the devil is touching you. So, you know, if I see you writing with your left hand, I'm gonna smack your left hand with a ruler, says the nun. I'm just gonna get a yardstick and just gonna smack your knuckles. Now, the funny part is that the origin of this probably isn't religious, because the origin of writing with your right hand exclusively and not using your left is not, believe it or not, it is not rooted in the fact that, you know, like the devil is on your left hand. It's the fact that in English you write left to right, and in the past we had quill and ink, and when you write with quill and ink, it's very wet. So if you did it with your left hand, what would happen is you'd write, and then as your hand dragged across the paper, you would smudge up what you just wrote, and it wouldn't be legible anymore. And a fun fact is, I think Galileo Galilei, was left-handed, or one of his contemporaries, if not him. And what he did was, because he was left-handed, he just wrote backwards. And if you want to read his notes, what you have to do is you have to get a light source. So like if it's sunny outside, you have to hold it up to the window, flip the paper backwards, and you can see his handwriting perfectly. He just, like, when I say he writes backwards, I mean he writes every letter backwards. Because he's left-handed, and it's like, maybe just learn to write with your, like, right hand at that point. And it's like, no. No, if you want to read any of my notes, you're gonna have to hold it up to the light and flip the paper around. It's so fucking weird. I can't confirm if that was Galileo, but it was somebody of that time period at least. I can do simple tasks with both hands, but I'm not ambidextrous. I wish I was. I always wish, like, I don't have an... Ooh. I can do simple tasks, like, you know, hammering and whatnot, like you said, with both hands, but I can't, like, do chopsticks or, like, write with my left hand. And I wish I could. I'd love to, like, have chopsticks in one hand, eating food, and, I mean, I don't use chopsticks all that often, but it's a good example of, like, ambidextrousness. And then writing something down with the other hand. I'd like to do that, but I just can't. Ooh. My handwriting with my left hand's awful. But you can train yourself. Even if you're older, you can train yourself to be ambidextrous. Hold up. Okay, I see. So there's a bar. Okay, and then there's a bar. There we go. This is... Okay. Hey chat, you notice a problem here? Do you notice a problem with the fucking shoulder pads? I'll give you a minute. What do you think is wrong with these shoulder pads? Oh, why am I stupid? How did I even do that? How do I... I'm not quite sure, like, how I fucked that up, but I know I did. Did I fuck it up? Wait a minute. Now I'm confusing myself. It felt like I messed it up, but I don't know. Wait. Yes, I did mess it up. So they go on. This is how it's supposed to. Wait, no. No, I'm still fucking it up. You connect it like this. And then. Ah! Okay, I fucked it up again. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm figuring it out. I'm hold up. Hold up. Okay, so you put it on like this. Okay. No, wait. Oh, okay. I see how I fucked it up. Okay. So what's wrong is this part. Okay, so I need to swap these shoulders. So it's the shoulder connections are what I actually messed up. Because the shoulder connections should, before they're loaded, go on like this. And okay. I see. Okay. Well, at least I like messed it up in an inventive way. It wasn't just the typical I can't tell my left from my right. I mean, it was, but you know, fuck, whatever. And then, yeah, this is the correct way, I think. I hope. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what's happening. People are shocked when you picked up those chopsticks. Ooh. Chopsticks are a bit harder to do with your, Ooh. Oh, you know what, chat? I didn't need to swap the shoulders. I could have just rotated them. I could have just spun them. Oh my fucking god! I'm just an idiot. I'm just all sorts of stupid today. I don't know what's wrong. I can't explain what's wrong with me, chat. They did tests, they came back inconclusive. That's actually canonical. That's actually just true. Ooh, there's a propensity for, yeah, left-handedness to be tied to genetics. For example, my mom was probably left-handed, but she was raised Catholic, so she wasn't able to do stuff with her left hand. But my brother, as I said earlier, is also left-handed, so that's probably where he got that from. Ooh. And then we already did the waist unit, so we need to do the legs now. And the legs are symmetrical, so I just cut off these pieces. Ooh. And then when we do the non-symmetrical parts, we will get the sprues back out. This should go quickly. You call it devil's work. I call it difficulty tweak. Fucking. I still love. Speaking of people who like discovered, like, you know, astronomy stuff and whatnot, I still love the story of the dude who discovered, what is it, Neptune? And how he discovered is he used mathematics, because like everyone knew about all the other planets, but people were like, well, because of orbital mathematics, we know that there's another planet because there has to be something that's pulling on Uranus, because Uranus is like, its orbit isn't perfect. So there must be something farther out that's causing its orbit to wobble. And he used mathematics based on the wobble of the orbit, the eccentricity of the ellipse in the orbit of Uranus. He was able to find the orbit of Neptune and then further use mathematics to figure out where it would be in relation to the other planets, considering the gravitational effects it's having on the other planets. And what's interesting about this guy isn't all that. I mean, that's pretty cool. He literally used mathematics to be like, there's a planet right there. And then everyone looked into the night sky and was like, yeah, there's a planet. Holy crap. But what was funny about this dude is that this guy was actually like a super genius, which is why he was able to do those calculations. But also, he was constantly like needing to be like satiated for his intelligence. This is like a guy who has an IQ over 200. And what he would do is every night he would just like play violin music for hours on end. And he'd always play like the most difficult violin music. And be like, why is that a problem? He had neighbors. and his neighbors fucking hated him. Because it would just be like the middle of the night, and then just like the guy who's next door to you just like it's just like fucking every night. This dude's just doing a fucking epic solo on his violin, just like breaking, you know, breaking the bows, you know, just like chords on the violin snapping because there's just so much friction, you know. It's literally just like just playing this violin like a madman, and everyone's just like every fucking night. And meanwhile, he just goes to work and is like, I am one of the greatest mathematicians to ever live. Ooh. Oh, what the? Oh, this piece. Oh, that's crazy. In the bag, these pieces go together, but in the bag, these pieces just fell together. Ooh, I love little things like that about historical figures. Where you just like look into like, you know, the shit that they were doing, and you're just like, oh. What's this about Teddy Roosevelt? Oh, he had a boxing ring constructed in the White House? Oh, that's neat. And he would just like go up to staffers and be like, hey, let's go box. And then they'd be like, yeah, sure. And then they'd go down to the boxing ring and just start bare knuckle boxing with the president. Wait, what? One time his eye got punched out. Wait, what? And they had to put the eye back into his skull because it was still connected to the nerve. So they just had to push the eye back into his head, and they're like, "Okay, Mr. President, no more boxing for you." And it's like, what fucking, that's something that happened? It's like, yeah. Theodore Roosevelt was a bit of a silly dude. For ending the Japo-Russo War, for doing the negotiations to end war against with Japan and Russia. Japan was so grateful for his peace talks that they sent him a full suit of samurai armor, to which he then proceeded to put on in the White House and then walk down the like hallways of the White House in full samurai armor while laughing his little jolly ass off, just being like, ha ha ha, look at what these Japanese sent me. Oh my god, he was having a fun time, fucking Theodore Roosevelt. The favorite sport of Abraham Lincoln was wrestling, which is Greco-Roman, but it's kind of funny to say that without that qualifier, because when you think about it, you just think of like, you just think of, you know, him going to the play, but instead of, you know, when John Wilkes Booth, you know, shoots him in the head, but instead of watching a play, just imagine it just be WrestleMania. It wasn't that type of wrestling, but fuck me. He's just watching, just imagine Abraham Lincoln watching a Macho Man skit, and just getting super hyped. He's like, oh, he's gonna beat up Hulk Hogan, oh yeah! The 16th President of the United States. Ooh. What custom should you had on the RX-78? Give it the Zazabi legs. I just want to see it with real. I just want to see it. I don't think this is gonna work because it's SD, so all of them are gonna be in the same proportion. But like, if it was a normal Gundam, I'd just be like, just get it like a really big Gundam. Just put the body onto like a really. Just give it the legs of a psycho Gundam. Just do that. Just give it Psycho Gundam legs. I want it to look goofy. Ooh. Actually, can you imagine that? That's cool. Hold up. Hold up, I need your legs. I need your legs real quick. Hold up, this is for science. I'm sorry, Chad, I didn't mean to hit the camera. I didn't mean to hit you, I'm so sorry. I've made the perfect machine. I have made the perfect machine, chat. He has legs that go all the way up. Kevin Bacon would be so proud. Oh my god. I want a mobile suit whose legs go all the way up. I have achieved perfection. You can no. No, this is no, you have to be on camera. You have to stay on camera. This has to stay on camera. No, come on. There we go. It's so tall that when it's on the edge of the... This is so fucking stupid. Yeah. Yeah, we have created a machine to surpass Metal Gear. Eat your heart out, Kojima. I wish I could put the upper body on his legs. The Psycho Gundam's upper body on his legs. Oh my god. You can give it the zombie legs. If they are bigger in SD, they're gonna look funny. Ooh. Anything like a goof or a, I know it's SD, so they're already a little distorted, but like a goof or like a Suzabi, anything with like big leg skirts are just gonna look funny on something like a Gundam. Okay, then this piece. What time are we at? Oh my goodness! I've been having so much fun. It's almost 2 hours. Start of stream wasn't so fun though, but you know we don't talk about that. Where just stuff kept. God, how many times did the camera crash? Was it 2 or 3 times at the start of stream? Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'll wait until 2 hours. If you haven't voted, make sure you vote for what we're playing tomorrow. Ooh. It tied on Discord, so I decided, you know what? Instead of doing like another, instead of like having a runoff, instead of like doing another poll on Discord or going to my friends and asking them to do a tiebreaker, I'll just let you guys do the tiebreaker. It's something we're doing on stream, so why not? Maybe I can also start doing that for Gunpla polls. If it ties, I can just be like, you guys do tiebreaker, do tiebreaker on live on stream. Ooh, that's actually not a half bad idea. Oh god, my ears really itchy. It's Charles Gelgoog. What am I? Sorry, I got. Ooh. The Gelgoog is like the first, not the first. The Dom is the first. The Gelgoog also got them nice like skirt legs where they have a bunch of Verners in it. That would also work. Ooh, actually, where is? Yeah, that would definitely work. He got big feet. Holy crap, the Gelgoog got massive feet. I remember when I was building my high-grade Gelgoog, and I was like, holy crap, like I just didn't really realize what the proportions were for this mobile suit. Okay, so this goes here. And then that. This is one of my favorite things about master grades is this fact you get like these mechanical details. You get these. You don't. They're not. The pistons don't work, but like it kind of like replicates the idea of how the pistons would work by having it on the track. Ooh. It's still a really impressive level of detail, and you have things like the Barbatos where the pistons are actually like working on top of everything else. It's just, ooh, it's fucking wild. So this, and then, okay, so this is gonna suck. Let me give this a good look. Yes. And yes. So these are the two pieces I want. And this needs to plug into here. No? Okay, hold up. No, I got... Okay, so this is the wrong piece. What I want is... Not this. What I want is this. And... Oh, no, it was the right piece. I just had it upside down. Okay, so God damn it. I already can't tell my left from my right. I don't also need it to be like, I can't tell my up and downs. Oh my god, I don't need that. I don't need the extra. I don't need the extra. My incompetence is already legendary. I don't need more evidence. No, thank you. And then this goes here and here. And then this goes on the other side. And I don't... Okay, there we go. Tiebreaker. No, not that kind of tie. Not that kind of tie. Ooh. And then here. That seems like something... God, that seems like something... If there was a wrestler in, like, the 80s or 70s who was, like, from Thailand, you know that would be his signature move. He'd just have, like... I don't know what the move would be. It could be, like, you know, the Walls of Jericho, Boston Crab, whatever you want to call it. It could be... It could just be, like, it could be, like, what Hulk Hogan does. It could be, like, the RKO. Doesn't matter. What would matter is whatever he does, it would be called the tiebreaker, and it would be... super, but like, it'd be super fucking racist whenever they did it. Roddy Piper would throw fucking like, fruits at him and be like, and to say racist things. It was a different time. Sorry. Sorry, I went from one tangent to another. Talking about like, you know, the tiebreaker, I thought of Roddy Piper and one time when he just started throwing like bananas and pineapples at a Pacific Islander, and it was just like, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. It's just like, I wanted to feel like you're home. Mind you, he was being a bad guy in this game. He was being a heel. He was meant to be like, you know, coming across as a bad person. But it's still wild that he's just like, you know, I want to give you a taste of home. So it's just like, you know, like, here's a bunch of bananas to the fucking, you know, to the fucking tan-skinned Pacific Islander dude, and it's just like, fucking wow. I was like, oh, Piper, you were a great heel. Ooh. Then he starts using the fruits to beat up the dude, and you're just like... Even though Roddy Piper is the bad guy in this situation, and while you're watching it, you're supposed to be like, Rowdy, how could you, you know, like, be so evil and racist? All I can think about is just like, even though he's the bad guy, there's no way you could get away with that today. Even though Roddy Piper is the heel, he's the bad guy, there's no way you could get away with that shit today. TIE Fighter. Fucking... Oh, wait, that's the only one I remember. Oh, wait. I remember the robot chicken. The robot chicken, where what they do is they have like a rap battle between... No, they have a Yo Mama contest between Luke Skywalker and Emperor Palpatine, and one of them is like, Yo Mama's so dumb, she went... Yo Mama's so dumb, she went to Bangkok to get a TIE fighter. And it's just like... Yo Mama's so dumb, she spent all day... Sorry. Yo Mama's so dumb, she spent all day saying R0 to R2. Yo Mama's so dumb, she thought Jar Jar came with pickles. God. Robot Chicken was so I don't know how it went in the later seasons, but Robot Chicken was so fucking good in the early seasons. Fucking pickles. Fucking pickles from... Oh, pickles. I love all the characters from Metalocalypse are so fucking amazing. You know, I just realized I don't know my dad's first name. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud I don't know his first name. Fucking Pickles daddy issues. You know, when he kicked me out, he said I'm garbage because I belong in the trash. You know, and I don't like him for that. Fucking Oh god, I should rewatch Metalocalypse, but also not. I should get to a lot of other things first. Oh god, I don't remember that one. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna look that up though right now. Oh wait, no, yeah, I remember that one. No. So I was thinking of like literally, yeah, where it's like a TIE fighter in the ring with a TIE fighter. That's also, yeah, they use that joke twice, I guess. I mean differently, but yeah, it's a TIE boxer. It's a TIE kickboxer, and then it's a TIE fighter in a ring. Some of my favorite Robot Chicken skits are the ones where they just cut to something, then cut away from it really quickly. So you have just enough time to go like, what the hell did I just see? God. I actually have the specials for the first Star Wars specials for Robot Chicken. Ooh. God, I love the first 2 Star Wars specials. I don't know if they ever did any more. Ooh. I love the final skit of the first one, I think it is. It's the final skit of one of them. But I love it when it's this, it's the Robot Chicken nerd, so it's like the character who's the nerd in all of their skits. And he's just dressed up like a tauntaun, like a complete tool. And then and he's in an elevator, and George Lucas just walks into the elevator and stands next to him. And then he just like is standing there for a second, and then he goes, "Oh my god, you're George Lucas!" And George Lucas just immediately goes like, "Oh fuck." And I think it's actually George Lucas, like voicing himself. Ooh, I don't know if he voiced himself in the first part, but I think he did in the second part. But he's like, "Ah shit." It's like, I love your movie so much. It's like, yeah, that's great. It's like, can you guess what I am? I'm a tauntaun, but you knew that. You invented tauntauns. This is so fucking stupid. Okay. I'm gonna get this piece out. That's E. I need L. Listen to my tauntaun roar. But I love at the end of that skit, what makes that skit so great is at the very end of it, when he goes like, when it cuts, it dissolves, and it's like him as an old man with like his granddaughter on his knee, and he's just like, and that was the happiest day of my life. And the granddaughter just goes like, what about when I was born? Not even close. But at the same time, I have to say he was pretty real for that. Hold up, why am I... L19... Okay, so... Annoyingly, I already cut off these pieces, but I don't see them anywhere. I have already removed the L19 and whatever, but I don't see them out here anywhere. Hold up, I can't push him off camera. He's too... This is just the legs, chat. Just getting to the legs, he's almost off screen. It's so fucking silly. Chat, can you... Chat, how boned am I right now? How boned am I? The fact that I don't know where... Oh. They must be in this bag. Okay, I'm really confused. I'm really confused because I cut these 2 pieces off. Oh my god, these are different pieces. Wait a minute. Ah! Don't worry about that. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Okay. So I don't know what the hell this is for, but I cut off the wrong piece, but... Yeah, okay. I forgot that I already cut off I already cut off the pieces for one of the legs, so I wouldn't get confused on which side is which. Oh my god, that one's fucking amazing. That was my brother's like ringtone for a while, I remember in high school. But yeah, The one where like it's just a gummy bear jumping around, and then it goes into a bear trap. It's just like, I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear, and then on that, when it's like it's skipping around, and when it says gummy bear, it lands on a bear trap, and then it's just the most visceral. It's just the scream of a woman. It's just a scream of a woman in horrible pain, and you're just like, oh, and then it's just like, I guess there's only one way to get out, and it eats through its own leg, and it's like, you know what? I'm not half bad. And then after it eats through its own leg, it's like, okay, that was pretty bad, but I think I can keep going. And then it takes another step, and it, it steps in another bear trap. And then it just starts cursing, I think. No, I think it's cursing when the first one happens. Like, it screams, and then it just starts saying, son of a... That one's a classic. There's also, like, the one where it's just a robot that just humps washing machines and, like, cars and whatnot. I think what really worked about Robot Chicken is just the fact that the show itself is just like, oh hey, remember when you used to play with toys? Imagine if you like picked up the old toys you used to play with, how would you play with them now? And it's just like, well, you just like have them do really stupid things. You'd have a thing where, what is it? Green Lantern has to like, you know, taxi Batman around because he's the only member of the Justice League who can't fly. And just Batman would just feel really like emasculated by it. So he's just like, you know, like I just don't like the fact that you always put me in a bubble. It makes me feel like I'm just in a kitty carrier wherever we go places. It's just like, well, would you like me to carry you in something else? And it's just like, maybe. And then it just like cuts, I think it just cuts to them, and it's just like Green Lantern flying, and then it's just Batman in a rowboat just going like, yeah! This is so fucking stupid. Oh god, but the whole premise of Robot Chicken really does feel like it's just like, hey, imagine you just took a massive hit of weed, and then you started playing with the toys you had when you were a kid. That's really what it feels like, and it's so fucking good at that. It's so good at capturing that feeling. And I say this as somebody who's never had weed, but it does have that feel. I'm just I'm just disconnected from the world, and I'm just playing with my old toys, having them do stupid shit. I'm gonna make Batman a peeping Tom. Hold up, let me find this piece quick. H-E double hockey sticks. Ooh. I-E-F. Where the hell is L? Wait a second. There's an irony. I said double hockey sticks instead of L, but actually... Hold up, I'm sorry that I'm looking away right now and I'm turning away while talking, but... Actually, a bit confused. J... Ah, damn it! Is it here at the bottom? That's... MP. What the fuck is MP? We have military police. Okay. BJ. Okay, where the hell is the... I'm sorry for cursing. Where is the L sprue? That's like, I don't think I've seen that one, but that one actually sounds really good, where it says Jason, you know, it's the concept of like, what if just like everyone was actually doing their job and like were good people? It's like, well, I guess Jason would have nobody to kill. And there's just like ones like that. I love the one where, oh my god, from the Star Wars special when Anakin has to kill the younglings, and he's just, and then like the kid comes up to him and it's just like, oh, can you help? And it's like the kids are like super adorable, and he's just like, okay, I have to do this. Okay, Andy, go to your happy place. And he closes his eyes and he thinks of like, you know, the fields of Naboo with the flowers. And he starts cutting down the flowers. And at first you're like, okay, he's in his happy place. But then the flowers start running away and you realize all the flowers are the children. And it gets super dark. Like at one point he jumps on one of like the flowers and starts ripping out its petals, which would be like the hair of the child. but it's all just flowers. He's in his happy place. And the skit would already be kind of funny with that, but what makes it actually really funny is like it's the next day and it's Padme walking into the apartment. And she's like, oh, Annie, like, I got the groceries. And he's like, oh, good. I left some sunflowers for you on the island. And she's like, oh, Annie. And she walks into the kitchen and just goes, oh, Annie. Oh, God. I just need to find this piece. There's so many good classic robots. Oh, here it is. I forgot. 25. It looks like I already cut off at 25. There it is. It was under all of this. Ooh. God, there are so many great ones. The one where like Boba Fett is just doing like is just talking to like frozen Han Solo. It's just so fucking embarrassing. wait, no. Actually, I want to switch to a different one. When Boba Fett gets, I think this is like actually the Robot Chicken Part 3, so there must have been a third one. But it's when Boba Fett falls into the Sarlacc pit, and Weequay, the guard who like falls into the Sarlacc pit before him, is already there, and he's just like, oh, how did you like fall in? And he's like, fell in? I didn't fall in, you know, like I jumped in, you know. And it's like, oh, really? It's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, well, what happened? And he starts like making up this big story about how like he killed everyone, you know, how like he shot Luke like right between the baby blues. And he's like making this big story about how awesome he is. And he's just like, yeah, and then the Empire showed up and like Darth Vader was like, oh, this guy's way too cool. Like we need to take care of him. So they sent the entire like all the stormtroopers at me. And I was like, oh, you're not getting me. And I like threw some thermal detonators and I jumped in, like is how it ends. And then Weequay goes like, oh, that's really cool. It's like, you know, like I thought like, you know, you just like, you know, fell in like a chump. And Boba Fett, who does fall in like a chump, is like, yeah, no, I didn't fall in like a chump. No. Are you crying? No, I'm #1, baby. I feel like I don't have this on backwards, but it feels like I'm... Ah, okay, I see. So, I'm a little confused as to what goes where, but I'm trying to fit... Okay, so... A little difficult to align these pieces, I find sometimes. Okay, see, this is really annoying. I don't know if you can see it, but let me show you. It has an arrow that says, like, connected to this point, but I don't know which peg I'm connecting it to. I don't know if this lower hole... Sorry, that wasn't on camera, my bad. I don't know if this lower hole connects to this or this peg, because it just has an arrow that says, put it here. And it's like, which peg? This right here. And it's like, there are 2 pegs there. Some of these instructions aren't the clearest, I will admit. I think I need to connect them into both of these pegs, but then if I do that, like, that's not correct. Like, just look at that. Like, that's obviously not correct. Am I putting it on the wrong side? I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, and it's cooking my brain a little. Here, let me get all the pieces I need in one spot. Looks like I misplaced the... That's a bother. I misplaced the piece that I cut up. Ah, there it is. Okay, so this piece goes here. And it goes like this. Okay. And then this goes... Like, this is correct. This is what it's supposed to look like. Oh my god. Okay, that's fucked up. So I pretty much have to put this here and just let it kind of free float there, but it doesn't want to. And then I need to put this piece on. And then, oh my god, this is, oh my god, this is a painful experience. Okay, so I need to hold this in place, and then I need to put, I really, what I need to do is I need to put this on, which it doesn't want to go. You hook on to here. So you go here, I guess. I don't know. But I have to, like, hold these two pieces in place and then put this piece on over top of them. Oh my god, this is... Ugh. Okay, I think I got it all lined up. That is... I don't know if I've ever had to do something... I've ever had to, like, put pieces together like that before. I think maybe in one master grade, but I can't remember. And now you don't want to line up. I don't know. I do not understand this. Like, it's gonna be good when it's on, because it's gonna be... Ooh. Like, that's good once it's on, but getting it on is a little tricky, in all honesty. Let me go check the poll real quick, chat. How do I do that? What's this? Okay. Here? Yeah, we're here. Okay. Can we end the poll? Awesome! I already see who the winner is. By an overwhelming vote, we are doing Digimon tomorrow. Awesome. I'm actually really happy because if we weren't doing Digimon tomorrow, we would have had to wait like this and next week. Ooh, it would have been another 2 weeks before we were able to get to Digimon. Ooh, but I am happy with doing Digimon. I am happy to go back into the digital mines. I need a Beelza Starmon. I need it. Is this the SpongeBob meme? I need it. Kind of weird. The one weird thing I find about what we're doing is the fact that I don't really know what to call this, because I have to do all the panel lining and whatnot at the end because of the baggy system and whatnot, and I don't have a problem with that. My only issue is I can't call it prep now because it's not prep, it's at the end. So like, what do I call it then? Wrap up? But wrap up doesn't sound as good as prep, does it? It's a really minor issue. But the baggy method is going pretty well. Actually, in all honesty, I don't see us like having to take another. Let me see here. I can't imagine this will take more. Like, we'll probably be done by Monday because of the baggy system. What did you come back to? Don't worry, you came back to this. It's peak. We have discovered the greatest custom I have ever made. Okay. Let me just look at him. I don't know if you were here for this, but this is what you came back to. This is beauty. Oh, don't worry about him. He's just standing there. He's watching. He's watching over. He's watching over us, making sure our build is going well, and he's actually over the instructions that I need to be reading right now. Oh, this was a mistake. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Just straddle the instructions so I can read them. I mean, VTubers are known for psychosis, so what's her psychosis? Oh, I love VTubers, hence why I am one. But what you got for us, Deb? What you got for us, Gundam? Ooh. Does she organize the parts, or are you telling me like she takes all the parts apart? Like she takes all the parts apart. That sounds so weird, but she cuts all the parts, puts them in one container, then assembles it like it's like you're a child with Legos. Ooh. Or are you saying she does what I do, which is I cut off the pieces and put them in little piles, or put them in little baggies? You have a question. What is the question, Opus? Ooh. I will share with you my wisdom. I have several questions. I was thinking about something earlier today, and it's weird how, like, women, I suppose men do this to some degree as well, but as a guy, I am not conscious of how we do this, but I'm sure we do this as well. But it is weird when, like, you recognize when women are taking the traits, like, they are being attracted in men to feminine traits, like, say, a thinner neck or something. They're like, ah, that's really hot, and it's like, that's like a more feminine trait. It's like, I don't know. It's a little weird, but, like, at the same time, I suppose, like, tomboys, you know, kind of fulfill that for men, where, like, you have women who are attracted to, like, more feminine men, but I suppose I cannot cast a stone as a tomboy enjoyer. I suppose I can't throw any stones there, can I? Ooh. Ah! Our weapon to surpass Metal Gear has fallen. Ooh. Shy Lily comes through your door and says, "It's pegging time. What's your next move?" She's probably like fucking 5 foot something, like all VTubers. I'd just be like, fucking get out of my house. Get out of my house, I own a shotgun. Ooh. It's pegging time. I fucking like to see you fucking try. No. It'd just be I'd like to see you try, then the scene from Tombstone where Kurt Russell just goes, no! That's all it would be. Shaw Lily breaks into my house, goes, "It's pegging time." Me, no! That's all it would be. That simple, easy peasy. Ooh. And the shotgun I would use would be a dual double barrel shotgun, just like that movie too. Okay, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me, Kit? Oh my god, there's so much shit on the... I like this kit a lot. I want to make that perfectly clear, but there is so much shit on this kit that, like, barely holds together. It's not a hand grenade, but it is a hand grenade, if you know what I mean. It's so, like, this part, like, look at this. It's fine. But it just fell off, but now it's fine. Oh my god, but you touch it? Actually, it feels fine. No, it's not fine. Never mind. It's not fine. It's not fine. What the fuck is this kit? I'm gonna have to glue so much of this kit, I'm convinced. There is no way I can do this without gluing, but is there something that I missed? No, there's nothing underneath. It's just that the pieces don't connect well enough. That is... Wait a minute. Let me get out a foot real quick. Oh, okay, no, I see the problem. The problem is that, because it's fucking Gundam and it's confusing as hell sometimes, these instructions are not the best. So what we have to do here, and I don't think there's anything that says this. No, normally there's like a little circular thing that shows like this piece goes on first. Okay, so it says 1, 2, 3. Normally that's not how it goes. Normally they use symbols. Oh my god, fucking... Why am I expecting consistency in a Gunpla kit? Go full American, exactly. My name is not just Merrick Vesper for show. Oh god. There Lily's a killer whale. I'd at least use fucking buckshot on her. Bird shot? No. No. Ooh. Bird shot, I need to make sure she stays down for the count. Okay. The thing is, I just thought it was loose like that because there's so many parts in this kit that are just loose like that. So I just thought it was another part that was just another awkward part in all honesty. Sorry, my mistake. Ooh, the kit was not at fault, I was. Okay, I'm a little concerned because... Okay, no, I'm not as concerned. Just a little confused. Okay, there we go. So I was concerned because I thought that I already cut off these pieces. So I didn't want to cut off these pieces if there were already other ones that I needed to attend to. I kind of wonder what the accent color I should pick is, because I do want to do, again, paint work on this. But I don't know what I should do for, like, areas like here, and I feel like the camera, where are you right now? Yeah, wow! Did that happen when I hit the camera earlier? I'm sorry, chat. I didn't realize the camera was pulled so far forward. I suppose I did punch the camera earlier by accident, but I didn't think, like, it moved that far. I'm sorry. I keep, like, every time I look over, I'm like, I have my hands right here, and I'm like, why can't you see anything? It's because the camera's a super fucking fold pack. This has just been a horrible fucking, like, visual stream. For the first, like, 5 minutes of, like, actual stream, it's just a still picture. It's, what if, this is terrible. Oh god. You know, if I didn't use buckshot. I wanted to use birdshot. Really what I wanted to do is I just wanted to recreate the ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know that has a dog, but you know, I don't have a dog. So if I want to have somebody's face ripped off, I'm gonna have to use the birdshot. Jesus Christ. I need to do a watch along for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I just have no idea like when or how I do it. Ooh. Sadly, one of the people I'd really want to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood already has, and you might be like, well, then they can rewatch it. No. Chat, one of the funnest things about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, one of the most enjoyable things is showing the movie to a new person. If you've seen the movie before and somebody else hasn't seen the movie, like, what you end up doing is you don't even watch the movie. You're just, like, literally turned watching them just to see their reaction to things. And what they do is they turn to you and go, like, is what about to happen? And you're like, and they're like, there's no way. And you're like, there is a way. I think he said he was the devil and he was here to do devil shit. Thank you, Brad Pitt. One of the most enjoyable things about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood genuinely is just watching somebody else react to it. Because you know how everything goes out. You know, when you see Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski, you already know how, and you see the, you know, Marilyn Manson cult, you're like, oh yeah, I know how this goes. But if you're watching the movie for the first time, you're like, holy shit, wait a minute, this is 1968. That's Sharon Tate. That's Roman Polanski. And that is not Marilyn Manson. That is Charles Manson. What the actual fuck? Like, what is going on? And then the movie keeps going, and the movie like isn't focused on those characters. They're background characters, but the movie keeps cutting to like Sharon Tate and whatnot, and you're just like, oh yeah, Sharon Tate is in this movie. Why is she in this movie? And then it's August like 7th or whatever the date was. And you're like, oh my god, this is literally the day when the Manson children murdered Sharon Tate. What am I watching right now? Like, it is, the movie has nothing to do with it, but but then at the end it goes, we have everything to do with it. You're just like, I don't want you to have everything to do with it. It's such a good movie, but it's such a mind fuck the entire time. Because you keep getting reminded, all right, there's real people who died in this movie, and they had a horrific death. Why are they in this movie? And Tarantino was just like, yeah, why are they in this movie? I'm not gonna tell you until the end. It is such a fun movie to watch. Ooh. I still think my favorite person I've shown has been my dad, because my dad just kept like guessing things. Hold up, what time are we at? We're at 2:30. Okay, it's gonna be awkward to like just end with the leg not fully built, but I don't want to go over 3 hours, so. Ooh. Well, let me set things up real quick to see, just to see what progress we have. But my dad kept predicting things right before they happened, and the funnest part of that one was me just going like, why would they do that? Like, it just being like, okay, so when are they gonna go to the Manson like ranch or whatever, you know, where the Manson cult was? Like, when are they gonna go to the cult grounds for the Manson family? And I'm just like, why would they go to the cult grounds for the Manson family? And then within the scene that I say that, this Brad Pitt's in the, he goes to the Manson ranch. Like, it just kept happening. He's just like, okay, so when is this gonna happen? And I'm just like, right now. So my favorite scene in that entire movie, and I don't mind spoiling it, is when they go like, I'm not gonna say who, but there's a character who is believed to have killed his wife, and everyone's just like, well, he's a wife killer. And what it is, it's in a flashback. It's a flashback of the guy thinking of like, why am I not like wanted on set? And he thinks about like last time he was on set with the person and how he like, you know, pissed off the guy's wife, so that's why he's not wanted there. But during the flashback, what happens is like the guy's just like, he's a wife killer, and then it cuts to the character. I'll just say who it is. It's Brad Pitt's character, but it's Brad Pitt's character on a boat with his wife in the movie. And the wife is just like, yeah, is just nagging at him. And in the scene, he has a spear gun on his lap, and the spear gun is pointed directly at his wife, while she's just bitching about how everything is awful, how the whole, like, how them doing this scuba shit is stupid, and she doesn't want to be there. And he's just like, he's just sitting there getting berated by her. Again, he's just, and you can feel like he's, like, the scene has so much tension in it, but all he's doing is sitting there, and the spear gun is just pointing directly at his wife, and then it just cuts away. And you're just like, wait, did he kill his wife? And it's like, well, you know, he might have. It's like, wait, why did you show that? Why did you show that? It's like, well, but it conveys the fact of it is like, did he kill his wife? That's not the important thing. It's that people think he killed his wife. And now, because you saw that scene of him sitting there while his wife berated him, while he had the means and motive to kill her, now you're like, well, he might have killed her. You didn't see him kill her. He didn't do anything to make you think he killed her. But you're sitting there going like, well, I would have killed her. It's such a good scene. I think it's probably my favorite Tarantino movie. Let me... Okay, so we can actually assemble... Can we assemble him? You know what? Actually... It's gonna look... He's gonna not have armor on this leg, but I will assemble him right now. I'll put the armor on next Monday, and we'll do all the wrap-up work on, like, for painting and whatnot. Probably the Samil can't. Probably the Samil. The Samil is literally such a dedicated workhorse of a mech. And I love specialized mechs like that. Yeah, it has like a cannon that folds out. Yeah, the Samil cannon. I forgot about that. It has a cannon that's so big that when it's not being used, it like, here, let me just say it like this. What it does is it goes onto its back, but the cannon like actually folds over. It's so big that the cannon folds up when it's not in use. It's such a silly boy, but I absolutely love the cannon. Is so massive. It's literally a, what if we just took like a rail cut, a rail gun is something different. If we took like a German, you know, one of those like German Gustav cannons, and we just put it on a mobile suit. It's so fucking over the top, and I love it. I wish I had a Samil. You guys recommended some like high grades and like some not perfect, some master grade third parties, but none of them did it for me. But ooh, it is a good looking boy. The thing is, a lot of them were like I forget, it's not plastic, but what's the other? It's a lot of them were resin kits, and I'm like, I haven't done resin before, and I can't do the painting, so I can't do those kits, sadly. But the resin kits that you guys sent did look good. I just can't do resin, sadly. Ooh. I think the J is in here, actually. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it has a bigger... It has... Not only does it have cannon, chat. Okay, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Actually, is this cannon? Wait a minute. I forgot that it just... Yeah, it has like a little... It has a little missile pod. It's kind of funny. It has this massive... This image is very funny to me. But... Here, I'll try to show you. But as you can see, like, it has like the cannon there, but if you look right there, that's just like a missile pod with like 6 missiles in it. Let me see. Okay, no, it has like 8 missiles, but you can tell because how thin it is. It has like no more than that. It's kind of funny that it has such a massive cannon that it's like, also here's a few missiles. Here's a handful of missiles. You know, the Minovsky particles is not going to be accurate, so it don't matter. None of this matters. But yeah, let's assemble this guy while we can. Ooh. And then on yeah, this was, I think the last time, wasn't it like a 5-part stream? Or maybe it was only 4 parts, but yeah, because the method I used to like build this guy, this went a lot quicker. Ooh. There also wasn't a lot of prep work to do on this guy though, to be fair, but we can do a lot of cleanup on him. So I'm not concerned with it. I don't think Monday's gonna be too quick. Oh, wait a minute. If we're not doing... Hey, we're probably gonna play Subnautica regardless, because if we're not building anything next Wednesday, Subnautica would be a good game to play. Ooh. So everyone gets to win. Ooh. Goddamn. Sorry, I just got a broom. It might have come through the microphone, but after the start of stream with all the technical difficulties, I always say, like, I whip my head around whenever I hear that sound. Holy crap, I whipped my head around even quicker. I nearly got whiplash from that. What? The voting is done. I hope I should have closed the poll. Let us... Tomorrow is Digimon. But if we finish this on Monday, yeah, we will absolutely be playing Subnautica. It looks so weird that he doesn't have armor on the one leg, but it's okay. It's okay, chat. Just don't. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's like, oh shit. There's like, okay, we have. Okay, so there's like quite a few things we're missing from him still outside of the armor. I'm seeing. Okay, so, but this looks so jank. Okay, he also appeared, we also need to fill in the waist. Where that is, I have no idea. We have to do the shield. His legs are coming off because I'm not plugging them in correctly, apparently. Oh, shit. No, the legs are just super loose on this guy. Oh, wow, that is mondo disappointing. This whole kit's kind of weird. Like, the kit looks great and it holds together, but the playability on this kit is awful. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I just mean like picking it up and moving it around. Like there are parts of it that hold together really well. Like the head, wow, this head is super tight. These arms seem really good, but like the leg is literally, can I just, yeah, that's just the fucking leg. I'll show you again. So I don't know if there's some way for me to fix that. I can thicken the joint, but like, yeah, that is. Okay. Yeah, so the legs just come off. That's a thing. Okay. Ooh. I do like those scenes, and when they have like the armor off and you can see the underframe, the inner frame, sorry. I ain't got no legs. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Amaro. Ooh. Oh, like, wait. I need to learn that. Wait, what's the name of the guy from Thunderbolt? I need to do that. Son of a bitch. You ain't got no legs. Gundam. Thunderbolt. I'm gonna be so offensive with this. Hold up. I want to see if it turns up. Gundam Thunderbolt. Chicken Nugget. Chicken Nugget. Come on. Come on. Come on, internet. No. I don't need Char Aznable selling me chicken nuggets. Okay. A chicken nugget guy. He has no arms or legs. He's a chicken nugget. Come on. Internet. Oh, you failed me. You failed me. You failed me, internet. I was hoping if I typed it in, I could get him. Okay, so Psycho Zaku pilot. Okay. So for future reference, I should say Daryl Lorenz. What rank are you? We're gonna go with Ensign, because that's easier to say than Chief Petty Officer. You ain't got no legs! You ain't got no legs, Ensign Lorenz! Daryl Lorenz. Okay, but yeah, so... God, this kit looks really cool, even in its incompleted state. Ooh. My only concern with the baggy thing is that it makes the builds possibly go by a little too quickly, but... Ooh. That's not too much of a... How did I do that? Wait a minute. Chat, what the... you can't tell what just happened, but let me show you. How did I do that? I disconnected the shoulder... Woo! Okay, so this guy's a bit of a hand grenade. I don't know if that's like a universal thing, but like, holy shit. Holy shit. You think a master grade wouldn't be, but wow. This guy. Like, there's no in-between with the pieces on this kit is the problem, chat. Is that, like, either the pieces are super firm and satisfying, like the knee and elbow joint and whatnot, or they are holding on for dear life. The polycaps are shit. It's the polycaps. The waist is a polycap. Ooh, the waist is polycaps, and it's really not secure at all. So, like, this is a polycap, and this is a polycap, and both of those are just super insecure. Yeah, it's just... There's very few polycaps on this thing, but it seems that almost every polycap is just awful. So that's kind of sad. Ooh, kind of feels like a typical P-Bandai though. Ooh, at the same time, kind of seems par for the course. Let me get the shoulder pad back on, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so that's what we have for today. Ooh. Looks so awkward. We still have the shield and... A little concerning. Oh, we have water slides? Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. I can use the water slide thumbnail again. I'm so happy. I don't know why I like that thumbnail. But let me find the blaster before we end stream, just so I have it. I know it's like a particle rifle or whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna call it a blaster because I'm a Star Wars nerd. But yeah, we have the blaster, the shield. We have to put on the armor. And even after that, we might have to do some building on stream for Wednesday. But it might not be that much. We might just like do like some building at the start of stream, then go into Subnautica. Some like painting and whatnot. Then just jump into Subnautica for the rest of stream. So be there for next Wednesday. Wait a second, that's all the way. That's like a whole week away. What the fuck? Be there for like, you know, hey, you know, like there's gonna be like, you know, 3 more streams before that, but fuck those streams, you know, none of those streams are gonna be boring. Come to the stream where we're gonna be like just putting on some paint for like an hour. Yeah, that's the one you want to be at, chat. Fucking. Okay, but thank you for joining. I hope you liked this stream as much as I enjoyed it. Let me find a place to send you guys off to. We'll be putting the armor and whatnot on for Monday. But for gaming wise, tomorrow we'll be playing Digimon Story Time. Wait, it's so fucking weird because it's Digimon Story Time Stranger, but I want to say Digimon Story Time Stranger. Fucking, I love English. I love how language conditions you to say certain things certain ways. Anyways, we'll be playing Digimon tomorrow, and we'd be 90% chance having the finale of Alien Isolation on Friday. Well, yeah, the only time I can do a watch along for Alien Isolation is next week, so it has to be. We have to end Alien Isolation this week because we have no other time to watch Alien the rest of the month. So I hope you can join me for tomorrow and Friday for those, and I hope you have a great rest of your week if you can. And, I mean, if you can, also have a good rest of your week. And I really want to say, like, have a great day and a wonderful life, have a great weekend, but we're on Wednesday. Holy shit, it's Wednesday and it already feels like the weekend. Oh my god. Well, well, I have a lot of psychological things to deal with, and I haven't linked you anywhere yet. I was gonna be like, okay, here's my closer, and then just end. I haven't linked you anywhere yet. I'm terrible, I'm the worst. I can't link you to Sawa Grape again. I can't keep getting away with this. Okay, so... there's a lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna send you to Pipkin Pippa. I'm gonna send you to Pipkin Pippa. She's like driving a car with a dinosaur right now. That's awesome. Ooh. You're welcome for the stream. Thank you for joining us, Opus. Ooh, so there's the YouTube link, and let me... has my mouse tracking been so wonky all night? Maybe. I don't know. Let me... Twitch. That's what I need to go. I was like, where do I need to go? I need to go to Twitch. My brain is like half fried, and I would not recommend it. Ooh. My brain is like half cooked. Okay, let me... oh, we have enough people for a raid, so let me raid you beautiful, beautiful people out too, okay? So let us find... back to Twitch, and... let's find somewhere to raid you guys off to. Why is this... ooh, sexual themes in a Gundam... what? Oh, she has big breasts. Okay. So it's a VTuber. Let me see here, chat. Nothing's catching my eye personally. Let me see. Oh, and he just ended stream, it looks like. So I can't raid to that person. Ooh, or it's not letting me, at least. So... I guess I'm gonna raid you to... it's been... oh god, I do linking so often. Give me a minute. I link instead of raid so often. I'm just gonna send you to Atya again. Yeah, I'm gonna send you to Atya again. I hope you don't mind. Ooh. She seems to be having fun. She appears to be playing... Ooh. She's playing... I don't know, she has like a sun hat on though, and her model is breaking down in real time. Ooh. Start raid. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And with that, I'm gonna go to the end screen. Ooh. And as one last reminder, tomorrow is Digimon, and Friday is Alien Isolation. I'm trying to get the heart rate monitor to work. I'm really trying, but I'm gonna have to call customer support to get it to work because it's just not connecting for some reason. So I can't promise the heart rate monitor for the finale. And I probably won't have any guests on, even though I really want a guest because everyone's busy. So I'm just gonna have to do that alone, and I'm gonna die of a heart attack without a heart rate monitor on. Anyways, bye.